And then next is we have an expedition for ice. Find some ice because our refrigerator stopped working.
So we decided we needed to find some safe harbor to put up Rocco. It's a little too intense.
It's crazy here. Like, there's no way you can predict the wind here, its direction, when you're anywhere close to mountains. So we're gonna have to abandon this anchorage.
Well, we are in our new anchorage. This is in the fjord? Tassermute Fjord. I keep saying Ford. Ford Explorer. We're in our Ford Explorer right now. The Tassermute Fjord. And we are in this little secluded bay between a few mountains. We're gonna go collect some mussels, hopefully at low tide. We don't see any mosquitoes or bugs this time, but there is rain and fog.
Yeah, it's kind of cold and a little nasty, but
we still gotta do something adventurous.
Yeah, get off the boat.
Get off the boat and not be lazy. So, here we go. Between two mountains, a tale of Panda. Might just have to tie up to that rock. Oh, there's mussels right there.
Well, we didn't have to go too far for mussels. We just went to tie up to this rock and
Oh, it smells.
damn, there is a ton of mussels. Oh, and smelly. I think we can get several pounds just right here. But there's even a ton of mussels just all in the water. Greenlandic mussels, I wonder if that's a thing. It is a thing now. And dang, they're just everywhere on the beach.
Sitting there.
Uh-huh. Like, here's one right here. Just grab it on. Yeah. Clean off anything else that's on it. Put it in your bucket.
Yeah.
Good job, Panda.
It's so fun. I feel like we worked a lot harder for the last one. These ones are just sitting here where we were trying to like scrape them off with nothing off of the rocks last time.
I know, we even brought knives. Oh, and they're just all in the riverbed. Wow.
We have gotten so many mussels here.
That's it. It's like a couple pounds maybe?
Yeah, now we have to figure out what else to do with them.
Yeah. Need to figure out other recipes to make since there's an abundance. I don't know what else you can do with mussels, but oh, fried battered, man. There's probably a lot. Yeah. So, okay. Well, let's put them on get them on the boat, put them in some water. And then next is we have an expedition for ice. Find some ice because our refrigerator stopped working. So we're gonna fill the bottom bin with ice and then hopefully that'll keep it cool. Okay, next adventure. Here we are, harvesting some ice.
We were probably a little ambitious, going after such a big iceberg for some refrigerator ice. However, it was the only ice close by, and it was well worth the experience and taste of some cold, old water. Also, grabbing ice out of the water is a bit tricky, but after a few failed attempts, we outsmarted the super slippery bits.
We got it!
Yay! Man comes up with invention.
Ooh. My hands are a little cold.
And you got an icicle coming out of your nose.
Ooh. All right.
Thank you, iceberg.
Thank you. That was successful. It was a little difficult, but we got it. Now to break it up into small chunks, put it in our fridge. Breaks apart really easy.
Yeah. Good.
Like really pure water. Put that in our drinks tonight.
Oh, that's good.
I think that's good.
Best ice cubes ever.
Yeah, we can just keep harvesting this until it's done. All right, we did it. Our refrigerator. All right, we're gonna make some whiskey over ice, but with special ice.
Glacier ice.
Since we just harvested.
Harvested?
We have a little bit of Maker's Mark, real good whiskey. We're almost out of it. I think we're gonna have to sail to, say, Scotland, get some good whiskey again. Yes. Look at that chunk. Oh. Glacial ice.
Good one.
That's a good one. Nice. Those chunks.
That's gonna be. Yeah.
Yeah, look at that chunk. Uh-huh.
Alright. Our 2 cups full of ice. First thing. Oh.
No.
Waste not. Yes.
Yep, it's good ice.
The next day, we left the fjord, stopped by Nanortalik, and set sail again to begin making our way south towards Prince Christiansand. Goodbye, Nanortalik.
Right, well, we just left our anchorage and we've rolled in and out the head sail twice now. Yeah. The winds here are very hard to predict, so it's like, yeah, it's a lot of in and out sail changes.
Yeah, but it's good exercise.
Yeah, we'll be going a little bit more kind of offshore. We're going out of the fjords into this little bit of a part between like the open ocean and then there's some barrier islands. So we expect to have more consistent wind when we get out there. Also probably a bit more swell and that sort of thing. But yeah, this is good wind. Okay, go ahead. Yeah. Yeah, this is a beautiful sailing day. And we have sunshine, which is great because we need a battery recharge. Okay, and we can turn the motor off. Motor off. Because we are cooking on gas, 5.3 knots. And 10 knots of wind just behind us. Wow, feels good to actually sail here. It's been like our last journey we did here, we didn't get to do any sailing. Pretty much when you're in a fjord, the wind's either going up it or down it. And when we went up the fjord, we had nice downwind sail, but then when you need to go back up it, the wind was just on our nose the whole time. And even as you like turn 90 degrees in the fjord, or as the fjord turns, the wind just goes right along with it. You could almost just go up the fjord blind and just keep the wind gauge right on the nose and you'll make it up a fjord. It's crazy.
So we're going about 7 knots downwind. Never thought I would say that in Greenland.
We're like broad reaching now and 17 apparent. So the true wind is 22 knots.
Yeah.
So we're flying along 7.3 knots, 7.4 through the water. And yeah, our dinghy Rocco's doing great, just surfing right behind us.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're well on our way.
I'm curious how it'll be once we get out there.
Lots of white caps.
Yeah. I'm just a tad nervous towing Rocco back there like this. That's all. We decided we needed to find some safe harbor to put up Rocco. It's a little too intense. I mean, I think the sail would have been fine, and it's really nice to be out here sailing, but having that feeling that you're gonna lose your dinghy the entire time is just not worth it.
Man, this was really unexpected. Like, all the sailing we've done here for the last 3 weeks is just totally calm. You're pretty much motoring everywhere.
Yeah.
But today we have 20 knots of wind and you know, white caps, not big swell or anything, but enough that we couldn't tow our dinghy.
It's just not smart.
And we came out in this channel and now we're kind of stuck, like it would be too much to go back. So we found another like little, looks like an anchorage and a little safe harbor. There's like some channel barrier islands, I guess I call it. So we're gonna make it in there, hopefully nice and safe, drop anchor, put Rocco up properly, then we can come back out and enjoy the sail. Because otherwise, like, it's wonderful sailing conditions.
Great sailing day. I really want to enjoy it, and I just don't think it's worth the risk and feeling to not enjoy this sailing day, and to possibly like lose the dinghy or the motor or something that we can't come back from, and we're in the middle of Greenland.
So let's do this right. Let's get safely in there.
And it's our fault, but it's always learning. Always learning. The waves are getting better, thankfully.
Yep.
Starting to calm down a little bit. I was like getting so sick to my stomach.
I know.
Yeah, like watching him like go on his pontoons, almost standing upright, and then getting knocked by a wave right as he's surfing down another wave. Just like, this is not gonna end well.
And it sucks because when you're out there, like, there's nothing we could do about it now. Like, there's no way we could haul them in or like get the motor off in these conditions.
No,
so you're stuck with it. Like,
you have to find another solution. Well, we'll see how it is. We'll get a little farther.
oh, we did it. We didn't film any of it because we needed both hands. concentration, but we got Rocco up on the boat. So the motor is mounted back there, and Rocco is here. Right, so we're all secure. So now we can actually have a good sail. Won't have to worry about Rocco. It's like blowing 20 knots here in this little anchorage, which is tricky just to anchor. Like kept dragging, like the holding's never really good here around Greenland. But we finally dragged enough and grabbed on something, so.
We call it the accumulation of seaweed.
Yeah, you get a critical mass of seaweed and eventually the boat stops. But now this time we must have grabbed on something good, I think, so. But yeah, we're gonna take a little rest, breather, maybe eat some food since we have this anchorage. All right, so much happier that Rocco's on board.
Yeah, I feel so much better.
We were so stressed. That was yeah, a lesson learned. Luckily with nothing fatal happened. So yeah, no casualties. That's right. We didn't lose anything. All right, so now let's relax a little bit inside. Get warmed up, get some food in us. And then we can venture on. De-layered. We had to put on all the layers. It's not that it's that cold out, it's just it's blowing 20 knots, so the wind really cuts right through you. So you need like all the clothing on. So lunch today is gonna be some stuff we picked up at the store, which is we have these wassa crackers.
Yeah.
Which is a Scandinavian favorite. But then we have these like curry or dressings. Salads, I guess you put it on. So this is a curry salad, and this is like a
Italian?
I think it's like a vegetable salad.
Okay.
It's like all veggies. And then we have some more veggies to put on and cheese.
That's my favorite. I love European like snack time.
Yeah, this is so perfect. Oh, now this is good. Panda boat can handle this all day. Rocco safely secured on deck. All right, we're just sailing in 25 knots, probably gusting up to 30 plus. We've rolled out just a bit of head sail to like kind of our first reef. Good job helming, Panda. Sport.
Securing the lockers.
Yeah.
We're kind of bashing into.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, so we got a lot of waves. And doing so. First off is we had some anchoring issues with the chain piling up, so I had to come in the anchor locker and kind of punch down the length of chain that was piled up. And then for our lockers, we can pull these and lock them down. And that helps for water intrusion when we have a wet foredeck like that. It helps to limit the amount of water that gets in those lockers. Woo! It's a bumpy ride up here. We are secured.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So you're taking.
And we've turned downwind now towards our destination, and we still have like, it's probably like blowing 20, so we have anywhere between 15 and 20 apparent wind.
That's good.
So yeah, we're doing like 6 knots, 6.5 through the water, and we have the hydro generator on making some power, which is great. And it's like a little bit hazy out, but the sun is still pretty strong, so we're making good solar, so that's good too. So yeah, now we just have it's like 11 miles to get to kind of the entrance to the fjord. We're gonna go up, and I hope the anchorage is pretty well protected from this wind. We'll see. Also, I think it's scheduled to die down more tonight, so this wind is kind of generally just strongest through the day like this. So yeah, all right, some good sailing now.
When you turn downwind, it gets so quiet. All of a sudden, it's like you're bashing into the waves, and you know, if you're on a beam reach or even, you know, upwind work, and then all of a sudden if you turn downwind, it's like someone turned the noise down, and
Yeah.
and it's a lot. It's just a completely different kind of sail.
Plus with our fully enclosed cockpit, like there's no wind in here, which is very nice. So we're just on iceberg lookout. We have some big ice over there, and just really trying to find the smaller bits. Those are harder to find. It's harder in waves like whitecaps like we have today, but then easier in that when it hits it, it's really obvious. It makes a big splash, kind of like it's almost like a little submerged island or something where waves are breaking on it. Yeah, a submerged rock, exactly. But we have good sunlight today, good visibility, so we just have to keep a diligent lookout and it'll be good. It has been a nice downwind sail, like up to 30 knots, 2-meter waves, surfing at 10 knots, and fog and ice. You know, just normal Greenland stuff. But we are making a really cool landfall.
Yeah.
I say landfall as we're just really breaking out of the fog. It's gorgeous. Up a fjord, we can see a little town here, and yeah, and the waves and the wind are still rocking. We're still 22-3 knots of wind. But Panda is doing awesome at the helm. You've been helming for like 2 hours now.
Yeah, well, it also helps you not feel squishy.
Yeah.
But I kind of wanted to do it, just be the one to get us there.
You're doing it. Ah, and looks like a beautiful blue sky day once we get out of this fog.
Awesome.
Wow, look at that. Good summer sailing day in Greenland. Alright, well, we tried to get up in this anchorage, but it's like 25 knots of wind right on the nose. And it's like around here, no matter where you go, the wind's just always on the nose, the way the wind funnels. Like, if you look on the other side of this hill, the wind is going that way. It's wrapping all the way around this mountain and coming straight down on us. It's crazy here. Like, there's no way you can predict the wind here, its direction, when you're anywhere close to mountains. So we're gonna have to abandon this anchorage idea. We're gonna have to head up the fjord. Kind of a bummer, but hope this weather calms down maybe in the next coming days. Then we can actually come back here and enjoy this anchorage. Because otherwise it's a really good spot. So.
It's very frustrating. This is like, it looks like such a good anchorage. It looks protected. It has all the things that you want. It even has a little beach. But for some reason, the wind is funneling like through the low-lying part of that anchorage and just blowing the same amount that's outside.
We've had poor holding experiences here. I don't think we would hold at all in that. So, yeah, frustrating. Well, and what's even more frustrating is we can see just right up the fjord, the wind totally dies. Like a quarter mile down, the water's flat, and I bet there'll be no wind. And pretty much the rest of the fjord's uncharted, so we'll just have to just scope it out. Luckily the daylight is long here. Well, I have to say, that was a crazy day. I think Panda would tend to agree.
Yeah.
We're here. We made it in a anchorage, not one that we planned, but it was a backup one. Just behind the small little village, which is cool. We were originally trying to go across the bay here. That was too windy. We tried another spot across the bay, but it was too steep. And so we came across the fjord and found this little gem, which it's not a bad spot at all. It has pretty good protection. We're being blown off the shore, which is good. And we anchored in like 10 meters of water, and the anchor held actually pretty decent RPM for Greenland. So that's good.
I think everything about this Sail today has been unexpected, though, from the wind to the waves to the having to pull a Rocco, find an anchorage, find this anchorage, then not being the anchorage that we wanted. That was it's been a trying day.
All right, so I think we've well earned a beer tonight, and oh, we have some good food.
We have good food to make. We have sausages and potatoes. Yeah.
Yes, sausage and potato. Oh, that'll be a hearty meal after a hearty day.
It's cold too.
Yeah, so let's go get the heater on, get out of our valleys. I think the outside of our boat is set, so I'll show you all the anchor. But we got our snubber line, the little thing on it. Yeah, our snubber line goes way, you can actually, the water is pretty clear, so it goes another 10 meters in, a good length of chain holding it down. And we have 50 meters of chain out, and we anchored in roughly 9 meters of water, so a little over a 5-to-1 scope with 10 meters of snubber. So yeah, this is good. But yeah, all the anchoring in Greenland's been tough. Like the holding isn't really that great, so I wouldn't trust this for anything greater than 15-20 knots, which, knock on wood, so far we haven't experienced any anchorage greater than 20 knots, except for today when we had to duck into the outer islands and secure Rocco. We did anchor there. The anchor held and it was blowing a solid 20, so yeah, so that's saying something. Looking forward to some food. Food. Got a little gust, making sure we're coming back, but just making sure we're actually not dragging right now. Oh no, we're good. Yeah, we're very much held. You can see the snubber line come up there. Okay, inside the cabin, we got the heater on. Panda's here taking off her fallies.
Take off my fallies without taking off my Uggs.
I don't know how you do that. Get my fallies off. We got a beer coming up. Oh, it's 52 degrees in the cabin, or for the rest of the world, it's 11 degrees Celsius. We really need to learn the centigrade scale. So we are getting warm in the cabin now. It is 11 degrees, 12 degrees Celsius, 60 Fahrenheit. We are heating up. Our clothes are coming off. The beer is flowing.
Beer is done.
And Panda has decided.
I'm gonna make the bloomin' onion sauce. For lack of a better.
What is bloomin' onion sauce?
Bloomin' onion is made for like when you fry up an onion, like Outback Steakhouse, like a restaurant chain, and they have this like onion that's like fried, and then they split it open, and then they put this sauce that you dip the fried onion in, and it's just
so good.
Anyway, I had a craving for it.
So it is
mayonnaise, ketchup, horseradish, paprika, cayenne. I don't know, I've never made it before, but
yeah,
it's kind of like Chick-fil-A sauce, where like you kind of have to, if you have these cravings, try and figure out if you can make it or not, because you're not going to find it anytime soon.
Nope. And then for dinner, we have roasted up some potatoes and onions, and then sausage. So yeah, having this sauce would be amazing with it. Oh, well, Panda has done it again. Another amazing meal. Just serving it up now. So we have potatoes, onions, really good sausage.
Enjoying a nice warm meal in a nice warm cabin. I'm gonna enjoy some show.
Yep, we love our shows. So anyway, until later, see y'all. The
proficient panda angler. Angling away. How's your angling going?
I don't know. I feel like every time I get like what I think is a nibble, it's actually just seaweed.
And we just lost a free lure.
Darren's peeing. Like, oh God, we're steering and having to battle the wind and the waves, and then you turn downwind and it's just like,
It all goes away.
this is nice.
Like 0, freezing, 10, cold, 20, nice indoor room temperature, 30, hot. If that makes sense.